Hello guys, how are you? Good. Uh, yes, today's topic is music and tech and education. Uh, when I was in school, I actually hated music lessons. Still, I managed to become a guitar player and a DJ and a record collector and a music professional. But for most of the pupils in schools, it's probably not like that. Uh, Music industry people always like to talk about numbers, so I'm going to show you some numbers about education expenditure. Uh, the global the global education expenditure annually is 5.3 trillion euros. It's 5,300 billion. So that's a fucking huge number, and it's expected to grow up to 9 trillion euros by 2030. Still, education is grossly under-digitized, with only 3% of the expenditure in technology. But still, a fair amount of number, around 15 billion euros, was invested in edtech in 2018. Education is a very, very complex system, and in order to understand which new business models or which technologies are going to grow or shrink, it really pays the time to try to understand the different kind of nuances in education and technology. As some of you probably know, Finland, where I come from, it's very well known of its educational system, which is considered one of the best in the world, and we've been a top performer in the PISA surveys since the beginning of PISA surveys, actually. And we are quite good also in exporting our expertise in education throughout the world. But when it comes to music education, we're actually not as good as we could be. There are several challenges in music education in schools. When I was in school 1,000 years ago, the normal thing was that pupils were playing with flutes, songs made by other people, which is not how it actually should be. And already the Finnish national core curriculum really emphasizes transversal competencies, new technologies, utilization of ICT skills in different subjects. And at the same time, the whole technological change requires teachers and schools to adopt new skills. But despite the plethora of technological tools and new opportunities brought by tech, schools have been very slow to adopt these new possibilities. And actually, there's a lot of research on this which indicates that teachers really feel that they are not equipped with the skills on how to use technology in music and music creation. And there's actually a threat that even though in some schools already there are quite a lot of tools for digital technology available, it's rarely used in its full capacity. And it might be that technology will still just remain as a curiosity instead of becoming an integral part in everyday school practices. We want to change that. My view is that in schools, pupils should focus on creating music by themselves, creating their own content, not just to play music by other people. And how it will be done in the future is with the help of new technological tools, because that's the way to democratize music education. You don't have to be a master in violin or understand music theory. You can just start doing things with new apps and solutions. So, how could we change all this? Of course, we need to promote the use of tech in music education and classrooms and create new pedagogical approaches, create test laboratories for the usage of future music technology in classroom. And in order to make this happen, we cannot just work with the governments. We need to work with new businesses and startups in this field to come up with new ideas, new solutions. And when this topic is being discussed with public authorities, also it's important to underline also the social impact. This work is not just for fun, but it's also for preventing social exclusion and improving social cohesion. It has a meaningful impact for the whole society. There's actually quite a lot of things happening already in this field. One of our collaborators, it's a Finnish edtech startup called Into School, has been working with us and developing a concept on this for already a couple of years. Our friends from SACEM, France, have also been doing their own school programs in France since 2015, also with similar goals. And Musical Futures is also a good company from UK. They have been also designing new learning methods for creative music making in schools throughout Europe and in Asia. And another partner we are working with is UPF MTG, University of Pompeu Fabra Music Technology Group from Barcelona, and they are developing very, very cool stuff related on tech and human-machine interaction and how to use that in education. So that's how we come to the project that I have been kind of giving birth and building the consortium and also leading the proposal writing process, which was finally successful. Thanks for the commission. We launched last year a project called Future Songwriting together with partners from Spain, Germany, France, Hungary, UK. It's running now until the end of next year with almost €1 million budget, and I'm super happy with that. What it's about, like I said, it's about changing the way we are learning music in schools, and the overarching theme is basically that music belongs to everyone. The concept we have been developing is called INTO, and this is something we are testing and validating throughout the EU project. INTO is a Finnish word roughly translated into passion, but it also comes from the words inspiration, new learning methods, technology, and originality. Throughout the project, we want to inspire young people to a creative journey from an idea to a finished work of music. We offer expertise in music technology. We want to narrow the gap between arts, technology, and other subjects. We will create new pedagogical approaches, strengthen the role of creativity in music education, and also increase understanding of the ownership of music for school pupils. How this is basically done, this program has a life cycle around 2 to 3 months. It starts with an orientation period where we are all doing assessments on the available equipment and tools in schools, designing e-learning platforms, and then we start the workshops with teachers, which is probably the most important thing in this, because in order to be able to scale a model like this, the crucial element is the skills of the teachers, even though the most visible part and the fun part is the actual pilots with the pupils in schools. Throughout the project, we are also offering online training to the teachers and giving mentoring also after the pilots, and that's something that will also hopefully offer possibilities for new businesses in the future. So, what are our goals? With future songwriting, we want to establish a new model for music education in classroom within the whole European Union, and we are now doing pilots in Finland. After the summer, we are starting in France and in Germany, and until the end of last year, we've been working with 20 schools around Europe to pilot and test and validate the model. We've been estimating that in the next 5 years, this model is going to influence around 700,000 people and more than 6,000 teachers in Europe. But of course, there's a big opportunity. And if, or should I say when, this concept is going to be launched in the bigger markets, especially in Asia, we expect that it could reach up to 5 million people in the next 5 years. And this is something what I feel that's super important to discuss also with new tech startups working in the field of music and education, because we are a tech-neutral product. So in that sense, we want to find new interesting companies to work with and do something cool in the classroom. Basically, if I think in another way for Teosto, we're not an educational organization, we're a rights management society. We have also a passion for this because we see that this is the way to inspire new people for a musical career, and the next superstars are coming with this kind of work much more easier than it's been happening until now. This is my story, and if you are around here today or tomorrow, I'm more than happy to discuss with any one of you who's interested into collaboration or just to exchange ideas. Thank you so much.